This video is a supplement to Lesson 1 of the Basics Correspondence course. I'm going to show you how to make the increases that you would use for Swatch 3, the lifted increases, which slant to the left and the right. Lifted increases are called lifted increases because what you use to make the increase is the lifted leg of the stitch below where you want to make the increase. And you can make it on either the right or the left side. If you want to make it on the right, you use the right leg of the stitch. If you want to make it to the left, you use the left leg of the stitch. If it's the right leg you're using, it's going to slant to the right. If it's the left leg you're using, it's going to slant to the left. Now, I showed you how to make the right slanting increase for swatch number 2. So I'm going to go over it again just real quick. One way you can make this is to lift up this leg, hence its name, and put it on the needle and then knit it. But how I tend to make it is I slightly move the stitch on the needle and I find the top of the stitch below and I insert my needle there and make the stitch. This stretches it out just a little bit less. Now the left slanting lifted increase is a bit more difficult to make, and the problem is that you're making it on the left side of the stitch. So what I'm going to use is this leg of the stitch right here, and the problem is that I have a stitch in the way, the stitch on my needle, so I have to knit it first. Now when I look at it, it might seem like, well, here's that leg of the stitch below, but that's just the stitch I made, and if I try and insert it in there, I'm going to lose my stitch. I want to use the leg of the stitch to the left on the same row as the one on the right, and that would be this one. Now this one's a little tougher to get into behind it, so sometimes I just insert my needle and then pull it through, and that really distorts the stitch very little. But that's a little tricky to do, so if you're just starting off, you may have to lift the stitch. So I knit the stitch, then I lift this leg onto my needle, and I knit it. Now a problem that I've noticed with a lot of students who do this lesson is they tend to try and knit this stitch through the front, as you would a normal stitch. And if you do that, it twists the stitch and it doesn't slant towards the left. So that's not really going to work. I'm going to undo that. Let's start again. I lift it onto my needle and I knit it through the back, which goes against pretty much every rule of knitting. But for left slanting lifted increases, that's how you do it. So I knit it there. Let's try it one more time. I knit the stitch and then I insert my needle, and I can either put it onto the needle or I can just insert my needle and kind of pinch it with my thumb and pull it off to make it. And those are left slanting and right slanting lifted increases. Now for more information about when you want to use this increase, how to place it, check out the reference section that comes with the lesson. And this is just how you make it.